Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Fitbit Ionic. The Fitbit Ionic is Fitbit's latest and greatest fitness tracker, packing in tons of smartwatch features and, of course, fitness and health tracking as well. Now, in this video, I will cover all of those features and I will show you real-world results from using this fitness tracker to lift weights, do high-intensity interval training, hiking, running, cycling, swimming, boot camp exercises, and more. Now, there will be purchase links in the description below for best pricing possible, so make sure to check that out. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and review some of the features of the Fitbit Ionic. Now, this is the most expensive Fitbit to date with a current price tag of $299. Now, you can purchase an assortment of bands to customize the look, and the bands easily disconnect and reconnect to the body. The body is made out of a high-grade aluminum, and you'll get a squared Gorilla Glass 3 display with a pixel density of 348 by 250 and 1000 nits of brightness, so the screen is really clear and really bright even in direct sunlight. The watch is waterproof up to 50 meters, and it does track swimming, as we'll get into here in a moment. Now, depending on your usage, you'll get about 3 to 5 days worth of battery life, and a lot of that depends on how often you use the GPS, as this does have GPS built in with GLONASS to track distance-related exercise. This does receive smart notifications, which include call, text, email, and other app alerts and notifications. You'll also get connected calendar and weather information as well. One of the features that differentiates the Fitbit Ionic from the competition is that Fitbit offers music storage and playback on the Fitbit Ionic. 2.5 gigabytes actually of storage, where you can take MP3s that you've previously downloaded or purchased, store them on the device directly, and then stream it directly to Bluetooth headphones while you work out, while you go cycling, while you go jogging, while you're lifting weights in the gym. And this is a feature that not a lot of the competition offers. So if that is something that's important to you, the ability to stream music to Bluetooth headphones without requiring your phone, Fitbit offers this feature, and they do it in a way that is very user accessible, very easy and intuitive compared to even those that do offer this feature. Now, Fitbit also has a built-in Pandora app, which means if you're a paid Pandora subscriber, you can also get access to the millions of songs that Pandora offers and store those on the watch itself and stream those during your workouts. Now, as of right now, that is the only streaming service that Fitbit has any sort of compatibility with. At this time, there is not any support for Spotify for the music services that are offered by Apple and Google. So at this time, you're stuck with either manually uploading the MP3s that you already have currently purchased and downloaded, or using the Pandora subscription service. And if you have Spotify or Apple Music or Google's Music Play services, you'll have to wait until they open up compatibility with those other subscription services. The Fitbit Ionic also features Fitbit Pay for wireless NFC payments. You can use the Fitbit app to save credit cards to the watch, which can then be used at any retailer or store that uses the wireless NFC system, which by now most retailers do. The touchscreen is very snappy. It works in conjunction with a 3-button layout similar to the previous generation Fitbit Blaze. The buttons work as designated buttons for starting, stopping, and pausing workouts, manually recording lap information, and scrolling through the different active menus while you're working out. The display is not always on. The default is that it will automatically wake up when you raise your wrist, and you can adjust when the screen is on and its brightness. But obviously, the more the screen is on and the brighter it is, the shorter your battery life will be. You can set the screen to be always on in workout mode, while at the same time setting it so that it requires you to raise to wake when you aren't in workout mode, and that was my preferred setup. You will have a good selection of watch faces to choose from, and Fitbit even gives you the ability to customize many of the watch faces with whatever color tone or color theme that you prefer. Now, I think the watch looks great, significantly nicer than the renders that we saw several weeks ago, and the build quality on this is top-notch, a quality Gorilla Gorilla Glass 3 display with an all-aluminum body, high-quality watch straps that can easily be swapped out, and then, of course, the all-new heart rate sensor. Now, there are actually two optical heart rate sensors on this. There is the standard green light sensor for tracking active exercise and also recording your resting heart rate. There is also a red light sensor that can allow someone to get information such as blood oxygen saturation, your resting respiratory rate, and detailed heart rate variability information as well. Now, unfortunately, at the time of this review, Fitbit has not yet enabled the red heart rate sensor, so none of those red heart rate sensor features are currently active. You're only able to use the green sensor for tracking your active and resting heart rate. Fitbit does plan to roll out those features in future firmware updates, but as of right now, they are not available. The watch is also extremely comfortable and lightweight on the wrist. It's about 25% lighter than the Apple Watch, even though it is an all-metal aluminum construction. Now, this lightweight feature, if you will, does lend itself to making the optical heart rate sensor just a little bit more accurate. The heavier a watch, the more it tends to move around on the wrist and the more inaccurate the heart rate sensor can be. So it's kind of an important thing now that the Fitbit Ionic is a lightweight watch. That's actually a feature. I know that that seems odd, but the lightweightness of this watch does lend itself to it being a little bit more accurate in terms of looking at optical heart rate data. The watch will track all-day metrics, including steps, distance, floors climbed, active minutes, your resting heart rate, and calories burned. You'll also get Fitbit's top-notch sleep tracking, which we found to be very accurate, even automatically tracking an impromptu nap. And the sleep tracking can even differentiate between different levels of sleep. Fitbit also says that once they roll out the new firmware updates that enable the red heart rate sensor, that they will be able to detect heart rate and sleep anomalies like sleep apnea and heart arrhythmia. Now, regarding activity tracking, you'll get automatic recognition of running, cycling, and other aerobic workouts, but I recommend manually telling your device when you're working out so that you'll get better accuracy in recording your data. Now, like other fitness watches in this category, you're going to get plenty of sports profiles to choose from, which include weightlifting, running, cycling, swimming, hiking, interval training, walking, and even yoga and martial arts, and many, many more. And you'll also get several generic sports profiles if you want to record an unconventional exercise. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the actual exercise results that we had while using this through a variety of different exercises. Now, I had my friend Kevin Martin help me out with some of these. One of the things that we noticed with the swim tracking was that when you enter swim mode, the screen does lock out and you're required to use the buttons on the side of the device. That was definitely a nice touch. Water can cause touch screens to kind of wig out, and so the touch screen is disabled while you're using it in a swim mode. Now, the swim mode will track your distance and your elapsed time, but it will not track your strokes per lap or strokes per minute, so that's one swim feature that it's kind of lacking. And it will also not give you your SWOLF score, so for those of you who are really into triathlon sports, you'll want to be aware of those limitations. The optical heart rate sensor for steady state cardio like cycling and jogging performed really well. We got very accurate data. We did find that it was prone to vibrations if you're not wearing the Fitbit Ionic firmly against your wrist. So you'll want to make sure it's tight against your wrist, but not so tight where you're cutting off blood circulation. Now, you are not going to get advanced running metrics like advanced cadence information and your lactate threshold and some of the information that you might get from a higher tier GPS watch. But at the end of the day, you're going to get what really matters, which is extremely accurate GPS distance tracking and heart rate tracking. Now, noticeably missing on this watch is that it does not have a triathlon mode. Now, what that means is for those of you that are involved in triathlon sports, if you want to track swimming, cycling, and running, you'll have to manually start and stop each of those individual exercises. There's not any sort of sports profile that allows you to seamlessly transition from one of those sports to the next. That's kind of unfortunate. A lot of other high-end watches do offer triathlon sports profiles, so it's kind of unfortunate that Fitbit doesn't offer that here on the Fitbit Ionic. Additionally missing is also the compatibility with external heart rate sensors. Fitbit has not opened this up to Bluetooth or ANT plus sensors, whether that's cadence sensors or foot pods or even chest straps. So that's kind of an unfortunate feature that is missing from this watch. Now, if neither of those features matter to you, then this is a very well-rounded watch that offers a ton of features without complicating the user experience. Now, one of the features that I really like about the Fitbit is that it does have an interval mode, which allows you to set intervals for things like high intensity interval training, CrossFit, and boot camp style exercises. I really, really like the interval sports profile that they provided. Additionally, this did pretty well for weight training as well. Now, the optical heart rate sensor did experience latency issues, similar to what you would get on other optical heart rate sensors. So between sets, you're going to want to pause at least 20 or 30 seconds in order for the heart rate sensor to catch up. But that's about typical. That's about par for the course for most optical heart rate sensors. So my takeaway from this is that this will track virtually every exercise you throw at it. Sure, you're not going to get advanced metrics in any one of those areas, but you're going to get what's important, which is accurate calorie counting, accurate heart rate data, and accurate GPS. So Fitbit has done a great job offering a watch that offers a lot of features without necessarily complicating the experience and making it, intimidating to use. This offers a lot without being complicated. That's kind of a recipe that no one else has perfected as well as Fitbit has. So I really like the Fitbit Ionic. I would put it right up there with the top tier watches that are at the $300 price point. They are offering a lot for that $300. Now, I would give this about a 9 out of 10 on the Techy agent scale, similar to what I gave the Garmin Vivoactive 3. Now, why am I docking it a point? Well, for two things. One, because it doesn't have that triathlon sports profile. That, to me, is unfortunate. There's a lot of people that would really, I think, like to use this watch, except that it doesn't have that triathlon watch feature. And so, they may have to be forced to search to look at other watches and look at the competition simply because it doesn't currently offer that sports profile. The second thing is that this doesn't have a built-in ability to pair with external heart rate sensors. Yes, it does have a fantastic built-in optical heart rate sensor, but for those of us who want not just good heart rate tracking, but perfect heart rate tracking, we want the ability to pair with external heart rate sensors, A&T Plus and Bluetooth chest straps. And this doesn't offer that feature. And so I'm going to dock it a point for that. But other than that, this is a fantastic watch. I mean, again, it's a 9 out of 10. This is really a near perfect watch experience. So I'm going to do a comparison video soon that features the Fitbit Ionic versus all of the other current competition and best watches on the market. So stay tuned for that. There will also be purchase links in the description below for the best pricing available. So make sure to check those links out for current pricing and availability. So I'm sure I didn't cover it all, so make sure you leave your questions and comments below and I'll get to those as quickly as I possibly can. If you enjoyed this content, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter. The Patreon link is in the description below. Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.